It was on a dismal, rainy October 8th, 1945, that the SS Corfu, carrying 1,000 prisoners of war from the Far East, docked in Southampton, close to where I am standing. She was the first Far East prisoner of war ship to arrive back in the United Kingdom, and the first to bring 20,000 troops and civilians to Southampton, whilst thousands more returned to Liverpool. Among those former Far East prisoners of war on the Corfu was Lt John Durnford RA, who had survived 3.5 years of almost indescribable hardship on the death railway in Siam, what is now Thailand. He wrote about his homecoming that day. Feeling cold in new, ill-fitting battle dress, we stood at the rail and looked at English faces, roofs and streets. A group of crane drivers and stevedores waved briskly, but of wives and sweethearts there was no sign. It was said this was because the authorities were uncertain of our physical and mental condition and anxious to spare the feelings of relatives and ourselves. It was the first indication that there might be anything different about us. The soldiers disembarked in silence. We had won no victories, earned no triumphs, and many returned to no happy endings. However, the good people of Southampton had somewhat hastily put out again the flags that had celebrated VE and VJ days. And as we view them silently from the windows of our crowded buses, they looked a little forlorn in the rain-sodden streets. 75 years later, I am privileged to stand in Townquay Park beside the repatriation memorial that commemorates the suffering that John Durnford, Southampton's own Bert Warren, and their fellow survivors endured in the Far East from 1941 to 1945, and especially to honour those many thousands who never returned and remain somewhere in Southeast Asia. We must never forget them.